Now we've got the recap for UFC 298 for the Edge, who I gave the edge to win the fights last week, UFC 298. And of course, we'll jump right on into that with the recap, of course. I keep forgetting that I have the graphic there, the animated part there. And it opened up with Elliott. Oban. Oh my god. I was like, it wasn't Tim Elliott. Who was this? Oban Elliott. I mean, listen, there were a few seconds in there where I was like, oh no, this has gone horribly wrong when he got dropped that bad like that. But seriously, other than that, it was a very dominant win. It was just that one, like a minute period where it was like, uh-oh, I think we may have made a mistake here. And I mean, after what we saw in the MMA Hour with Oban Elliott, definitely cheering for him even harder. Super fun guy to watch, super nice guy. I wish him well in the future, of course. And you know what? He won us one here too, which, I mean, you gotta love that as well. Bringing us the win. Next up was, I believe it's Danny Barlow. I kept saying Logan Barlow. I don't know, it just sounds right to me, Logan Barlow, but I believe it's Danny Barlow. He also got us the win. Honestly, it was actually a pretty close fight. Barlow kind of just edged ahead in pace and then got an absolutely nasty TKO with combos. Quinlan falling all over the cage at that point. I mean, he was getting rocked left and right and center all the way across the cage. Absolutely insane stuff there. So got the win there. 2-0 already to open the night. I mean, we love that. Then, of course, next up for us, it was Mingyang Zhang. Got hit by some good shots there, but like I said, ended up getting that crazy knockout win. Actually, just like I expected. I even said that. I was like, you know what? He gets hit, but he always seems to take it and comes back and gets a win. That's what he does, and that's literally what he did. Is that a strategy that's going to keep working over and over and over again? Probably not, but it is a strategy that I figured was going to work for this fight, so I'm glad we got that one for a 3-0 start. How about that? Then it was Rinya Nakamura, of course, the sniper pick. Again, like I said, there was no doubt that he was winning this fight. So as soon as we got the first three, I was like, oh, beautiful. We're opening the night with 4-0. Amazing. So incredible start. 4-0. Literally could not have been better up until this point. And then we get to the main card with, of course, who ended up being the top dog, Roman Kopylov. I did give him the edge, but I'm not going to lie. I don't know. It's not that I wasn't convinced he was going to win. It's that I knew Hernandez had a chance, so I probably shouldn't have given him the edge. I don't regret picking him for the top dog. I don't regret that at all. I still think he was the top dog to pick from. But kind of regret giving him the edge in this. So probably shouldn't have done this one, but hey, whatever. Again, it's a 4-1 start. I can't complain about that too much. And like I said before in the other segment, he was landing okay, shutting down the grappling. It was pretty close. I would say he was probably kind of winning up until that point. And then he had his back taken, and it was really just it from there. Like I said, don't really know why I gave him the edge. Probably shouldn't have done that, but hey, we did it, and it's a 4-1 start. So again, can't complain too much, but I do feel a little bit dumb about wasting a number on that one. Anyway, next up, it was Merab. I'm not gonna lie, I was worried after the first round. I was like, oh no, have we severely misjudged Merab with his cardio, his pace, his pressure? Have we made a severe miscalculation in this? But no, it was honestly just a slow start for him. He said it himself, and we'll get into that in a little bit of how insane of a concept that was. But second and third round, he easily dominated Cejudo. I mean, it really wasn't even close from there. Pace, pressure, everything. I mean, it was just like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, okay. He easily won second, easily won the third. I thought it was pretty convincing. 29-28, never a doubt after that. So, yeah. But, I mean, what I was going to get into was that he gets into these 15-minute sparring sessions essentially with Aljamain Sterling before his fights, and he wanted to keep going and do more because he, quote, wasn't ready yet. That wasn't enough yet. What a lunatic. So I guess if Aljo would have been able to hold out for another 5-10 minutes in the locker room, we would have seen 3 rounds of domination from Merab. Who knows? I don't know. But I mean, what an absolute lunatic. I mean, this guy is something else. I love him. And he's so funny too. He really is. He's so entertaining. So yeah, locked us in another win there, 5-1. And then we moved on to the rest of the main card, which was, of course, Ian Gary. That was a boring one. Wow. I almost fell asleep during this one for sure. Close fight. I didn't think it was a split decision, to be honest. I thought it was pretty obviously Ian Gary. I don't really understand what people were all up in arms about. I don't know if it's just because they don't like Ian Gary. I still don't really like Ian Gary, even after all the nice things he's been saying. I just don't know if I actually believe that that's what he's really like. I don't know. Again, I'm a psych major, so I see through a lot of the bullshit. I don't know. I just don't really... I think he's a lot more mean and dark than he's letting on, and I wish he would kind of play into that and not kind of... I don't want to say fake it. I don't know. I just don't fully believe that he is as genuinely nice as he's trying to make himself seem like, and I just don't like that fake nonsense. You're either, just be yourself. Just be yourself. And I don't know if he is. I honestly don't. I can't tell anymore if he's being himself or not. So I'm not a fan of that. But I still think he clearly won the fight, even though I don't like him. So I don't know what y'all were talking about, that Jeff Neal somehow won the fight and that he was robbed. I don't know what the fuck you guys were watching. I thought it was pretty obviously at least a 29-28. And I'm not going to lie, I think I even scored it a 30-27 myself. But I could see, I think it was the first round maybe, that it was super, super close. So 29-28 made a lot of sense. But yeah, I would have said 30-27 Gary way before I would have said the Neal one. I mean, there's absolutely no way. Either way, super boring. Don't recommend watching that again for anybody. But it was still close. It was just like, I don't really know how you could score it for Neal. Anyway, 6-1 up until that point. I mean, holy shit, are we killing it by this point? And really could have been 6-0, but we'll let that go. Which brings us, of course, into the co-main event, Robert Whittaker. And this one, actually, I'm not going to say I was super worried because I still figured, okay, Rob should still be able to win this. But I mean, my God, that one spinning kick in the first round where Whittaker got dropped, I mean, those were some scary times, let me tell you. But as always, he ends up winning with his skill, his pace, his fight IQ, and everything else. I mean, Whittaker's just that good. He's just that good. Probably, I would say the second, maybe the third best. We got, of course, there's Adesanya, there's Strickland, there's DDP, there's Whittaker. I would say DDP is probably the best. Then I think, I don't even know if I can rank them, so we'll just skip that. But yeah, anyway, he gets us another win. It's 7-1. I mean, we're trying to cut these down because I make these into clips on YouTube, of course. So why am I still rambling on? I don't know. But we're going to move on, of course, to the main event, and that's where I took Volkanovski. I don't regret taking him at all, because, I mean, let's be real, he won the first round. I don't regret this at all. I mean, he was winning the first round, just made a mistake, like he said. He got pinned up along the fence. You can't do that with Topuria. Nowhere to go. He starts unleashing the combos, and that's it. Just as simple as that. I mean, devastated. Devastated. I haven't been that upset by a loss in quite a while. Actually, probably since the last time Volkanovski lost. I haven't been that sad about something. But, yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just devastating. That being said, I mean, it's cool to see, I would say a future superstar. I think Topuria can get it done. Can he be a new Conor? I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest, because he just doesn't seem to have that personality. It's a little bit weird, actually, because when he's in interviews and when he's fighting and all that, it's like, wow, this guy's something else. But when he's actually, like, in a situation, like, after the fight and everything, it's almost like he kind of doesn't really know what to say anymore, because he was clearly, in his huge interviews, like on the MMA Hour and such, it seems like he's not reading off of anything, but he's rehearsed what he's, you know, like he knows what he's going to say. He's got a couple of lines in his noggin there that he's going to pull out and throw in there. But when he doesn't have anything like that, it's kind of like, oh, I see. Interesting. Which isn't what Conor's like. That's where it falls apart for me, because Conor, he's got that improv. He's so quick. He just comes up with anything, because he says the first thing that comes to his head. But you can tell that Topuria is kind of thinking in the background, like, what should I be saying? You know, it's just a little bit, you know, he loses me just a little bit right there. But he definitely has the skill, and he definitely has the personality when he's rehearsing things a little bit more and knows what he's going to be saying. But yeah, so great win for him, but devastating loss for all the fans out there. But anyway, so that brings us to a record overall of, I thought it was going to do it, of 19-12, which of course, you know, that's because we went 7-2, 6-2. What was it? Was it 7-2? I don't know. Either way, it brings us to 19-12. So now we have a little bit, a slightly better looking record. Still, again, not really what I would like to see. I thought we were going to be at about, 20 and, 22, or what would it be? 22-9, maybe 23-8. I thought that's where it would be, around there. Or even just like 19-9, cut it down a bit. But hey, 19-12, that's a good bounce back week. That's what I would like to see every week, is a 6-2, 7-1, something like that. That's what we want to see. So I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm just rambling, so we'll move on. 19-12, it's a good bounce back week. That's all we need to know.